Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Brendan and welcome back to the channel. I hope all of you guys are having a good morning, evening, wherever you guys are from. And today I'm going to be giving my Litecoin price prediction. Now, Litecoin started off the year a little bit slower than both Bitcoin and Ethereum, but since then it has made up for it as it has been going absolutely parabolic as of lately. Now, the main difference here between Bitcoin, Litecoin, and Ethereum is that Litecoin is still very far from its all-time highs, whereas Ethereum is very close to its all-time highs, and Bitcoin has far surpassed its all-time high as it is currently at $34,000, whereas its previous all-time high was $20,000. So today what I wanted to do here is give a realistic technical analysis for where Litecoin could go in the future of this amazing bull run that we're having in the world of cryptocurrency. So if that sounds interesting at all, make sure you guys stick around for the entire length of the video, as there will be important information discussed the entire way through. But that being said, let's go ahead and dive on into this guy. Now, with Litecoin starting off over here and really in the past couple of weeks really showing its strong momentum, we are currently looking at this on a 3-day chart. Now, the first thing I want to highlight is Litecoin's all-time high from that 2017, beginning of 2018 bull run, all the way up at $420. Now, this is a monumental price point because right now Litecoin is trading just below $159. So if we were to actually make a move back to all-time highs from where we're currently sitting at on Litecoin, this would be about a 165% move to the upside. Now, if we were looking at Ethereum trying to go back to its all-time high, it'd be something like 20%, if that. I mean, it's almost there already, and Bitcoin's far surpassed it. So the argument here is that Litecoin could be one of the better buying opportunities if you're looking at something that is really still yet to run a whole lot, because Litecoin is very similar to Bitcoin in a sense, and it has been used as its test network in the past, and for a lot of different things. Its blockchain is very similar to Bitcoin, but I don't want to get too much into that. But with us looking at this from a sheer price perspective and looking at the sheer technical analysis of this, I want to go ahead and start breaking this down on the 1-day time scale now that we have seen just how much different this chart is. And so, I said the 1-day. We're actually going to be looking at the 4-hour today, because what I want to highlight over here is one of the major EMAs that we have that I use in almost all my videos, which is the 50 EMA. So what we can see is that really since we broke out of this 50 EMA, what was previously resistance, after we broke out of it, is now being used as support. And so since December of 2020, we have been using this as a very, very solid support and just taking off every time we bounce off of it. So what I mean by that is we touched it here, we bounce. We touched it here, we bounce. And so again and again, we came down to this area, we touched it, we bounced, we touched it, we bounced, and we continually just keep touching this area and then bouncing. Even when Litecoin had that massive sell-off, if we want to go ahead and measure this guy out as well, when Litecoin sold all the way off from $174 all the way down to about $140, which was about a 20% pullback, we can see that when it came down to this 50 EMA, it bounced right off of it. And so since then, Litecoin has already started recovering about another 16-17% to the upside. So almost the entirety of the sell-off has already been bought up. Now, we are sitting just a little bit lower than that price point right now, as that was initially bought up to 163, and we're currently sitting at 159. But, nonetheless over here, I think that there is a very strong argument that Litecoin has this strong support line moving up with it. And even below that, if that 50 EMA was to break, it still has the 200 EMA. It still has lots of consolidation that it can bounce off of, previous highs that can turn into current lows, which is exactly what we saw happening on this Litecoin chart. In fact, what was previously resistance right in here, which was the top of this range, is currently support. And this is a very, very repeating theme for Litecoin. And so I want to kind of just show how consistent Litecoin has been over the past month or two. So with Litecoin being over here, guys, again, this is the top of this previous range. And so, obviously it breaks this range, comes back, and where does it go to? Well, we can see the high right here. And if we want to line that up, that is the previous high turning into the current low. And again, this same method repeats. It breaks above this current high. The previous high is the current low. And then, of course, we have the exact same thing happen over again in here, where the previous high is the current low. This is what we call a break, hook, and go, where something breaks out, it retests what was formerly resistance, now turns support, and then it goes, only to do this again and again and again. And this is a very, very strong sign to see for something that is in a bull market. This means that it's methodical, it's consistent, it's building support on the way up, it's building structure, unlike, you know, some of these other charts like Bitcoin and a couple of the other cryptocurrencies, which are just, again, going parabolic and not leaving as much support behind. But with Litecoin doing this again, I think that it is a phenomenal sign that Litecoin is a strong asset right now and that it's holding its own in value. Now, again, it's still very far from its all-time high. It's performing a lot better than, you know, a lot of the other altcoins out there right now, because what I've noticed is that as we have gone down the list of the altcoins, you know, obviously Bitcoin's running phenomenally, Ethereum's running phenomenally, and the more you kind of go down that list into the mainstream altcoins, they're not performing nearly as well as, you know, as the mainstream cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, Litecoin, and even Ethereum. Chainlink's another one that's, you know, not been performing too bad, but there are a lot of those cryptocurrencies out there like ZRX, OMG, even EOS, a lot of these other cryptocurrencies that just aren't performing to the same level that Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Litecoin are in the current market, despite it being so bullish. And a lot of these cryptocurrencies going on these monumental runs where, I mean, Ethereum's already up 1,000% or over 1,000% in less than 9 months. I mean, going from $100 to over $1,000. So it is one of those times where it's great to see this kind of consistency in the cryptocurrency market. I mean, this is just textbook in my opinion. It looks great. It looks phenomenal. Not to say that it can't come crash, but I love the consistency in its structure and how that looks from a technical standpoint, especially on this 4-hour chart over here. So lots of good stuff from Litecoin. The volume is a whole nother thing that just looks phenomenal. Any kind of selling pressure over here is getting bought up and bought up and bought up. And this to me just looks like it's getting ready for triple bullish divergence to the upside. Now, obviously, a lot of this is dependent upon Bitcoin. If Bitcoin were to tank and Ethereum were to tank, Litecoin would probably take a hit as well. But on its own, if this was completely independent, I would be very bullish on Litecoin because of the way that this chart looks. And it's definitely making me kind of think twice over here because, again, the chart just looks very strong. So hopefully you guys did enjoy the video. If you guys did, make sure to drop a like, drop a comment. I'm interested to hear what you guys have to think on this guy. If you guys want to join the Discord, there's a link to that in the description down below. And I'll flash that up as well at the end of this video. So once again, guys, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.